Hey folks, I'm Gary Carlin, owner of Moss's Creek Outdoors. Got some folks out there that's been wanting me to do a video talking about the wood snuff can tube turkey collar. I'm going to talk to you here right at the beginning about putting the reeds on. Here's a new call. This is a brand new call. It hasn't had a reed on it yet. I'm going to talk to you about how I go about stretching that latex across there. It's 4,000 mil thick latex that I use. I use a couple different colors. I use some that's kind of gray looking, some's kind of the natural yellowish off-white looking color. But the color really don't matter. It's the thickness that matters. The way I do my call myself is because I'm used to doing it. I just stretch this latex across the front of the call, and I just hold it down like that. I pull it across the front of the call, and I put just enough tension on it that there's no wrinkle in the bottom edge going across here. You're going to have little wrinkles up above on the top part of it up here, but as long as you got that bottom edge pulled straight. And I just roll that down over the call like that. And I got a groove around the top end or that mouthpiece that O-ring drops off in. And you may have to adjust it a little bit when you get it on there. Really takes some practice. You really got to know what you're doing here to make it work. But when you get that reed on there, you know, you may have to kind of pull up on the top of it right in the center. But you want that, you want a little bit of a gap, about a closer to 1/8 of an inch gap, maybe not hardly 1/8 of an inch. You want it to look about like that when you get it on there. And you see that reed's got that little crescent shape to it. You want that crescent shape in there, or you air leak out on the sides when you call in on it. Now, if you want to put the reed on, going more by measurements, as far as trying to more or less nail the call in tune as soon as the reed's put on it, you can lay that strip down. This latex strip, or these that I use, they measure about 1.25 inches, or 1.5 inches rather, 1.5 inches by 2.25 inches. You can lay this little strip down, and you can measure 9/16 from each end of that strip. And take your felt tip pen or something, put you a little black dot right on the edge of that latex strip. 9/16 from each end. And what that's going to do, that's going to leave you a 1 1/8 of an inch wide gap or space between those dots in the center of the reed. And when you stretch that reed across the front of the call, you'll align the two black dots up with the very outer edge of the mouthpiece on each side. And what that'll do, that'll pretty much nail the call to being in tune. If it's not, it'll be really, really close. So, as you can see, I'm pretty used to putting them on. So I just put that one on there, and it went right back on just about exactly like looking the way that I want it to look. So that's pretty much how I go about putting the reeds on them there, and make it where it's a lot less trouble. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to take, this is my call. I got these other two here about to head out in the mail here shortly. I'm going to give you a few sounds on it here. I'm going to do some yelps, I'm going to do some cuts, and 2 or 3 gobbles. And what I do, you're going to get a lot better sounds out of these calls, or most all tube calls, if you get that reed wet on the front up here. I like to lick it and get it wet right before I call. I get a lot better sounds when it's wet. And I'll give you a yelp here. And I'm just going to say the word chirp, 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 chirp. And the further what I'm doing here again, I'm putting my mouth on it. My top lip is laying up on top of the caul up here next to this O-ring. My bottom lip is coming right across the front of the caul right here, and I can barely feel the bottom edge of this reed going across here with my bottom lip. Now it's going to depend. The further you push your bottom lip in against that latex, the higher the pitch sound you're going to get. The more you back your bottom lip out, the lower the pitch sound you're going to get. So I'll give you a few sounds. See, that's pushing my lip in further and then backing off, pushing in and back off. I get a high tone and a low tone. And you just speed that up, get your hen yelp. Like that. Now, when you learn to actually get a call in tune, you can learn to get, with practice, you can learn to get a lot lower sounds from it, more for close range calling. Of course, the tube call, it will get loud and it will get out there and cover some ground. But when you really get experience getting the call in tune, you can use the call a lot more for closer range calling. Now I'm going to do some cutting. What I do is I just I hold roughly about the same position with my mouth on here. I might force my bottom lip in against that bottom edge of that reed just a little more than I will on the yelp, and I'm just going to go put. Like that. And take a little practice to get where you can do that, but I'm pretty used to it, so it's not that big of a deal. Getting to the point to where you know how to position your lips on the call, that's a big part of it. You've got to get that lip position down, or you're not going to get any sounds or the right sounds from the call. But to gobble, I'm going to say tucka, the word tucka, but I'm going to say it fast as I can say it again and again. Tucka, and kind of come in lower on the tail end there. Tucka. And I'm going to drop my bottom lip down just a little lower than I do when I yelp. And go like this. Like that. And what I'm doing, I'm starting with my hand out here like this, and by the tail end of that gobble, both of my hands are together. I've got a closed sound chamber when I finish the gobble. Now what I do to get that real low end, that real mellow sound in that yelp, I'm dropping my jaws, kind of like that. I've got kind of a round sound type effect with jaws dropped. If you spread your mouth tighter like that, from left to right, you'll get higher pitched sounds. But when I drop my jaw, I just kind of huff from out of my throat. It kind of huffing from up out of my throat, and it go. And learning to be consistent with your notes is a real important part also. But you practice on a call, you'll have a lot of fun with it. Tube caller is probably the hardest call out there in the turkey call industry to master. So, but it's like it is anything else, you know. You stick with it for a little while, and you know, and practice, and you'll get a maneuver down that works for you. What these calls right now that I'm building are currently made out of cherry. I've got a good bit of cherry right now, so I may make some. Probably will make some out of cedar later on. May do some out of some walnut. When you order a call, the call will come in a pack like this. I got a card in there with all my contact information on it. Call comes with a lanyard. I also put a little packet in there. It's got 5 or 6 extra reeds in it, and not counting the reed that's on the call. Of course, the call will come with a reed on it. So that's pretty much it on this video with a wooden tube collar, the snuff can collar. So appreciate you watching. If you're interested in ordering one, I'd be glad to ship you one. Just contact me directly through Facebook. You message me through Facebook. I also got my YouTube channel, and I also got a direct website now for Mosses Creek Outdoors. It's mosses-creek-outdoors.square.site. So until next time, I'm owner Garen Carlin of Mosses Creek Outdoors, and we'll see you on the next episode.